If you're playing Street Fighter 5, +2 is the number. It's like when you open KOTOR, when you open Knights of the Old Republic, yeah, that's right. I'm taking it back like 3 console generations, some OG BioWare. But when you open that Pazak deck, sometimes you want the +2 card.
Fair. You know what? You're just spitting facts, my dude. And I respect the legacy of KOTOR and, you know, you hearkening back to something that probably a good portion of our chat and players competing in this event probably don't know about.
That hurts me. That hurts. You cut me deep. You cut me deep, Mistopheles. You cut me real deep.
I'm feeling the same way, bruh. I'm, you know, we're nearing 30 out in these streets, and it's like, bro, please.
Oh. No, don't say the number out loud. If you say the number out loud, 30. It'll come true.
He's nearing 30.
Power.
Meanwhile, Brad and I are going through a midlife crisis right now. Mistopheles is like, I'm almost 30. And we're like, bro, we got T-top Corvettes and fucking sleeveless shirts with chain link steering wheels.
Tom,
what are you talking about?
I'm also nearing 30. I don't know how old you are, Tom. I don't know if you guys can hear. I don't know if he made his voice live for this. But okay, so I needed to make sure so that I can defend myself. I am also nearing 30, so I don't know how I should feel about the fact that I'm being chunked in with this same category of like, no, midlife crisis. Not yet.
J Penguin, are you?
You want to hear some stuff? You want to hear some stuff?
Go for it. Yeah, give me the stuff.
My wife pointed out a white beard hair on me today.
Oh, that's fine. You're a ginger like me, dude. It's fine. It's fine.
Right, but that's like a weird thing. It's like first she's like, there's a white hair, and then she found one on my head. She was like, oh my god, what's going on? I was like, it's been a long week.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting into this next match. Who do we got?
We have Luigi and Mario Superstar Saga. Not turn-based this time, although with these character selections, maybe it will be. If they respect the +-2 enough, it might be.
Yeah, let's see this. I'm really curious. I have not seen Seth in bracket since the big normalization. I'm still under the impression this character is very strong, but now Axe Kick is just, it's playing Street Fighter. Before it was not playing Street Fighter, it was playing some game that it made up the rules to, and nobody else could have fun. But now it's playing Street Fighter and you've got a chance. So let's see if G can make this work. Historically, this is not a good matchup for G.
Yeah, I mean, between the change to the Axe Kick, which is going to make the mental stack optimization around the air game easier on G, and the health and stun decrease on Seth as well, and G's ability to cash out really big damage, that probably helps in this matchup.
Sure.
Will it help enough is the question.
Yeah, I mean, already, Mario's looking at a big life deficit, and G is sitting pretty with that big level up on the presidentiality, so his fireballs are buffed, his damage is buffed, his combo potential is buffed, and any touch right now is going to do it. There's the crouch fierce. I wonder if maybe that was supposed to be an Axe Kick. I'm not sure, but it was enough from Luigi to take the first round.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see. Ooh, that's what you absolutely want to see. Nothing feels better in this world as a fighting game player than jumping the fireball at round start. Yes, I'm that good.
Yeah. Okay. Getting that fireball out there again, just trying to build some space, rack up some gray damage. Like you mentioned, Seth is suffering from lower vitality now, and so he is tied with Akuma 900. So he can't take much of anything before it's looking like potentially game over. And there's a big conversion for Luigi. There's the forward throw, and how's he going to make this count?
Probably with a lot of these errant pokes turning into really good counter hits and getting this big damage. Yeah, the stun has gone away, but look at the amount of health here on Mario Seth. You're like, if it's a hit, okay, now you have to deal with the mix. Okay, swings through the post VT activation situation, spending the VT charge just to switch sides and get out of the corner. Yep. But we still have, you are done no matter what.
Yep. Exactly. I was just going to touch on it. That was a situation that could have turned into real block string into death. Good meter management there from Luigi, both in keeping his V-trigger there long enough to activate so that he can get the better combo routes as well as the better block strings. And then also just saving his super so that he can put him in that checkmate situation. There was nothing Mario could do if he wasn't going to wake up with super beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the gamble that you kind of end up having to take, right? But the second you started blocking there, that's checkmate. Yep. You were done. I wonder if I wish that I could rewind time and find that place, but I forget whether that was a counter hit on Wake Up or whether it just caught something else. You caught that reference? Okay.
It's bracket time, bracket time. time. Ba, 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 ba. If he could find that place.
I really hope your mic is hot right now, Tom.
Oh, it's so hot.
Otherwise,
It's
I just
so
look like
hot.
I'm laughing at nothing.
And
Cool.
here,
Perfect.
Let's be 100% honest. Is it really an event that is either produced or shared with Thomas Winkley if he doesn't break into random karaoke? Is he actually there?
It isn't.
Yeah, exactly. The people know. They know what they're getting themselves into.
All right, making the switch over to the Karin is Mario. Now, I am reminded of the fact that when we saw Mario play in the winner's side, you had said that you did not believe there was another character but the Karin. And that Seth representation, maybe, like, it's not fully developed, perhaps?
Yeah, I think you might be onto something. And now, admittedly, I kind of have to fix my face. I do, now that, like, I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I do remember seeing that a couple times, but even seeing it a couple times, that doesn't mean that it's like a real deal tournament character. So I think that that sentiment still holds true. You know, going back to what they're comfortable with the Karin, and it's faring out a lot better already.
Yeah, but you're still stuck in this corner in this situation. The end of VT here for Luigi, that's going to finish it out. Spends the V reversal through the situation and air to air. And now you've got the nebulous scramble situation, finding the back throw. Luigi trying to contest some space with some stand short buffers. This is a really tough position for both of them.
Oh man, and he had to hold the jump in pressure. And, you know, there are a couple of these situations where both players are really low on life and they're going for, you know, these offensive options or defensive options that they're comfortable with. And I have to think, and I'm not saying I would be any better, but like, you could be using V-Shift to get the better of these situations, but just that muscle memory and comfortability is not there yet.
Yeah, it's going to come with time. And to the point of, you know, people playing more than one character, I mean, even if perhaps the Seth was a developed character even a week ago, but every character's had some changes. You have to make these adjustments, and it's only been a week. This is day 6 of the patch.
Right. Okay, and that fireball game doing work for Luigi, and like I mentioned earlier, watching Mario beforehand, that's how you beat Karin. Oh man, look at the big jump in. Okay, there's good damage off the EX for Senha Ender, and he catches him. Now, this is not going to kill, but it's going to put him in a really good spot. He has V-Trigger to activate. There it is.
Yep. Immediately, now you have the situation just goes for slight walk-up delay into regular throw. It was a back throw even, so you have to imagine that was a delay tech to deal with a DP or something from Mario. One round apiece.
Okay. You see Mario trying to pitch for that low forward, going for the stand roundhouse there, whether it's to, you know, actually get a crush counter or more or less just control space and build up some great damage, set up a space trap. There's the fish with the stand medium punch, such a good button, long confirm window, and now Mario has this corner control on the other side of the screen, gets the follow up there, EX for Senha, and that stun is racking up.
You can really tell that Mario is comfortable with this matchup. And the reason that I'm feeling confident in that assessment is the same reason that I felt like Luigi was beating 801 Strider.
Yeah.
It is their ability to contest and counterpoke in all of these ranges where Luigi is going to be trying to either throw out limbs or the fireball, and you're blowing up the startup of it. Mario is living in that pocket.
And not only that, but let's also take into account the sibling rivalry here. These two have undoubtedly played a million, billion, trillion games against each other. And so you're going to see something that a lot of commentators will talk about when it comes to training partners. A lot of these weird minutia situations where it looks like stuff, you know, why would you do this there? Why would you contest there? But it's because they know that player matchup at such a micro level that the mind games have advanced past the point of, you know, reason, essentially.
Yeah. We have I borrowed a term from a commentator that I worked with in Connecticut who does a lot of Smash events. Shout outs to Ajax, and the term he used for it was roommate reads. And it's
I like that.
It's the read you can only make on your roommate because whenever you're playing each other.
Right. I like that. That's good. I'm gonna have to put that in my pocket too. Okay, man, just harassing with this stand light kick. Can you imagine that during season 1 and 2 that was +3 on block? Is that fair?
No. Why? What? Who would, with this character's kit, with this walk speed, in this economy, with this throw? No wonder she had such a great shimmy game. She deserves this L in the corner. Is she gonna die on this stun combo?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she is.
Absolutely. And, something to note that we haven't kind of mentioned on, but it's super important to the meta now, they added more scaling to throws when they stun. So beforehand, where there was no scaling to the follow-up combo if you stunned with a throw, they added that. Now it's just one hit of stun, but it's something. And so you'll see characters like G, like Karin, like Laura struggle to get that kill in otherwise situations where before it was a guaranteed moment.
Yeah, I think we only saw it maybe in exactly one situation before this round so far, and it might have been in that G mirror with Luigi and 801 Strider. So obviously a consistency related to G, but I feel like G is probably the biggest kind of stun-heavy swing character that we've seen thus far in this top 8. So if anyone in this top 8 right now is going to feel the effects of that, it's G.
Yeah, I would agree. Oh man, there's the big jump in, using that roundhouse for the better hitbox and better hurtbox, the better hitbox hurtbox ratio, getting the jump in, and now look at the corner control. There's the big crouch fierce. Stay in the corner. You got to sit down and hold this.
All right, we have the VT on deck here for Luigi. We've seen this Fierce activate very commonly. But had to pull out the EX dashing low. That time, I was going to say that has not been the de facto activation route so far in this matchup. The meaty pressure working in the corner.
Oh, man, look at... Oh, and he actually had the balls to throw. I can't believe it. Okay, no shimmy. He doesn't bite. Now, just blowing all that V trigger, and it's gone now for Karin. But again, she doesn't need this. Either character, if they get a hit, that is gonna be it.
Both of these.
Whew, go ahead.
Both of these players. I mean, I was gonna say the same thing you were saying. He walked up. Just there was nothing going on. Just walked up and threw a casual stroll. I'm going to the market. Do you want anything? Give me a cornetto.
Hold these 12 long frames, Karin. You gotta eat this and lose the round.
But it's both of them, right? What we saw, every time Luigi's in the corner, Mario is getting 1, 2, 3, 4 little micro walk situations, no biting. And neither one of these players has, like, they believe in the propaganda. They know to take the throw.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But when you're about to get stunned, you shouldn't take the throw.
Yeah.
See, that time it was wrong.
Okay, and it has to use it nice. And there is that situation. Had to spend the bar there, otherwise it wasn't going to kill. If this was before the patch, she would have been able to do a regular combo without spending the extra meter to get it. Now, this leaves Luigi in a better position. He's already up 2 bars of meter in this next round, and that's going to give him a better advantage to either get, EX Dash Punch or maybe EX Fireball for a better knockdown. We're going to see what's going to happen.
All right, nice jump in here from Mario. Wants to even up this set here 2-2, but finding the jab through the scramble is Luigi, cashing out the presidential level.
Okay. Yes, using the V skill, such a strong anti-air option. Using the buffed up fireball to keep that corner control, keep her caged and locked down. And now the stun is racking up on his side. And look at this, Mario is struggling. He has to do something to dissipate the stun.
I mean, apparently you can also just do nothing because neither one of them is swinging. They're threatening the shimmy, but nobody's actually afraid of it. It's like, the videos of and the CA to close it out is going to be 2-2. So the video, that viral video of like the 2 corgis and one's on the couch eating and one's on the ground eating, and they bark at each other within inches of each other, but nothing ever happens. That's these 2 shimmying each other.
You're exactly right. Yeah, neither one's biting. Nothing of consequence actually happens, but just the threat is there, and that's enough to, control the other player's options. And that's what good players do. They'll start out their set that they're fighting you doing X, Y, or Z thing, right? But eventually they'll start kind of rotating those options out and just using the sheer fear of it to inhibit your actions.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing, I mean, you see it more across long sets, and obviously this is a 3 out of 5, but where it's possible, but you brought up the roommate reads earlier. This is 1,000,000% the kind of thing, they know each other's tendencies and timings with respect to shimmies and stuff like that, to the point that they don't get to do that against other people. Right. This is not G versus Karin. This is MarioDB versus LuigiDB unique. No one else, there are many like it, but this one is theirs.
Absolutely. Stanley Kubrick would be proud. Okay, we are going into potentially last round here for Luigi. It is tied up at 2 apiece, so Mario's got some breath in him, and it's not exactly home free for Luigi yet. Is he going to be able to keep this momentum off of that perfect and close this set out 3-2? We'll see.
Yeah, sitting on tons of resources. Oh my god, gets the dash straight in neutral for the presidential level, but finally bites in the shimmy.
Yes. It finally paid off after, you know, the attempts in probably the double digits at this point, and it lands when it matters most. Is that going to be enough mental damage to crack Luigi's defense?
I think maybe there's more of a willingness to do it when it's mid-screen from Luigi.
Sure.
Because in the corner, they're still really content with this down back.
Right. Yeah, and that's an important, you know, that's an important risk assessment, because Karin does such an insane amount of damage that, like, you cannot afford to tech a throw in the corner. Unless you're going to die from it and you actually have to guess, you are better off just holding down back.
The amount of tension in the willingness of both of these players to just do nothing. This does not look like when do you see this?
Yeah. It's so slow paced. Look at the pokes. This is, you know, the old heads right now are just like, this is true Street Fighter. This is what I signed up for. Oh, and there's an activation point. That's a new thing that she got. And he just did it. I can't believe it. Look at the life. And he did. He command grab. Luigi did it. He hadn't shown that option in almost I think almost 2 games. And he finally pulled it back out when there was, you know, so much pressure for Mario to try and make that comeback, and it paid off in his favor. Luigi taking it 3-2 over his brother, sending him out of the tournament. No money for you.
The dash lows to close that out
Right?
was ridiculously smart, dude, because with how patient they were both being, it was these ridiculous micro walks, and like Mario kept walk back a couple of frames, block. Walk back a couple of frames, block. The frame window, in order for that to